Hi, I'm Ethan Friedson, and today we are interviewing Miss Stock, who gave her VonKohorn Address recently. So we have a few questions for you. Question number 1. How fluent are you in Italian and Spanish and maybe German or Japanese?
Actually, I wouldn't say I'm completely fluent in any of those languages. However, I am fairly fluent in Italian, and I can certainly make my way with Spanish and with some German. Japanese, I'm very limited.
Have you returned to any of the countries you spoke about?
Yes, I've actually returned to all of them except for the Asian countries, which I hope to go back to this year.
Cool. Actually, another question, are there any other countries that you planning on going to? Maybe.
Sure. I mean, I want to go everywhere. So my list continues to grow.
What country had the best food?
Ma certamente Italia.
So, how did your travels influence your artwork or fashion design or both?
Well, I think that initially, when I first began traveling internationally, I was in my 20s. And at the time, I was employed as a designer. So, yes, it immediately influenced what I did every day in designing. Everywhere you go, you pick up cultural nuances, you pick up different ways that people use color, a matter of scale, for example, level of detail. I mean, if you look at the incredible amounts of detail, for example, in Byzantine jewelry or Middle Eastern tapestries, and you compare that to the much more simplistic Zen methodology and approach of design to the Asian, particularly Japanese, there's a huge contrast. And so what's wonderful about traveling is you pick and choose from all of these different cultures things that you then are going to incorporate into your own work and make your own.
Have your travels influenced your teaching?
I think little did I know when I first started traveling that I was going to have a career as a teacher in addition to my other work. I feel like if you have a gift, you should share it, and I think it's part of a duty that a person has who has been bestowed with this particular gift. Some people may disagree, but that's the way that I feel. With my teaching, I try to bring a lot of the rest of the world, an understanding of the rest of the world. Every year I do a cultural exchange project with my students and with another country. And over the past 11 years, we've done exchanges in Asia, in Europe, certainly, in New Zealand, with just so many countries that it's hard to enumerate right now. But I think that the kids get very excited about it. And also I've done things like heritage projects where, believe it or not, there are students like yourself who don't even know what their heritage is. Maybe they've heard from their family members, oh, we're Irish, or oh, we're Polish, or oh, we're Jewish, or oh, we're Italian, or oh, we're Muslim, or we're whatever. But they don't really necessarily have an understanding of what that means from a cultural experience because perhaps they never visited the homeland of their grandparents or their great-grandparents. And, it was a very common practice at the turn of the century when Ellis Island was opened and a lot of immigrants came to this country. It was a very common practice, first of all, for people to change their names, and second of all, for families not to practice their native language because they wanted their children to assimilate as quickly as possible to the American way of life and to be perceived as Americans. So I'm all about celebrating all the different cultures, and I try to have my students recognize that. Because I'm very interested in diversity, I'm interested in equality, and I'm interested in, you know, people understanding that really and truly, people are people, no matter where you go.
Well, that's it. Thank you for your time, and we all enjoyed your speech.
Thank you so much, Ethan. Really nice to meet you and work with you today. Thanks.